Anyone who thinks there must be some hidden classified information about creating wealth that's only the wealthy know is most likely right. The richest 1% of the world's population today owns well over 40% of the world's wealth, and this isn't the result of good fortune or coincidence. Even though the odds of a typical Joe becoming a millionaire are minimal, we may still handle our money as if it were. It all boils down to two things: a strong will to succeed and a well thought out financial strategy. We're going to tell you certain things about money that the rich don't want you to know, but we'll do it nonetheless if you're serious about accomplishing your goals. You'll want to jot down some notes on these ideas. We'd like you to introduce you to the Rise and Grind channel, where we'll be sharing information and ideas that can help you improve your financial situation. Give this video a big like and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Now that we've got that out of the way, shall we get started? First and foremost, you need to make sure that your money is working for you instead of the other way around. Wealth can be only achieved by hard work, according to conventional thinking, but your earning potential is constrained by the duration of time in each week. If trading time for pay is your only source of income, making money doesn't have to be labor of love for the rich. As a result, they seize every chance to develop new passive income streams. Rental units, royalties from creative content, or investment can all provide a source of passive income. Start investing with a small sum, but make sure your investments are well diversified to avoid taking on too much risk. Never try to anticipate the markets by selling or purchasing when you believe it's at its highest or lowest point. That strategy is almost certain to end in a loss. Investing in high quality stocks and keeping those for the long run is the way to go. All of your sources of passive income have costs that you should be aware of. Managing many rental properties, for example, may include upkeep expenses that cut into your profit margin. As with investing, there are maybe fees and expense ratios associated with your various investment products, such as mutual fund trade expenses, to let you make more money. Keep them as low as possible. If you're looking for low-cost, high-return investment, look no further than index funds. Principle number 2: don't splurge on things just to impress people. It's a myth that the majority of wealthy people devote their money and effort in an effort to appear wealthy. There is no such thing as a race for money. They're aware of their worth and, for the most part, don't feel compelled to prove it. As a matter of fact, many affluent people would have gotten wealthy if they had wasted their hard-earned cash on products to keep up with John down the block, who had purchased a brand new sports vehicle and a huge mansion. In their 1996 bestseller, The Millionaire Next Door: The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy, Thomas Stanley and William Danko agree with this concept. He mentioned in the book that the country's wealthiest citizens have two crucial secrets: they live beneath their means and avoid extravagant lives. Making yourself appear wealthy in order to get ahead is a certain method to ruin your wealth-being efforts. So, ignore the Instagram billionaires and concentrate on accumulating riches over the next few years instead. Principle number 3: don't try to do it all on your own. Even if they don't know everything there is to know about money and investing, the rich appreciate the importance of competence guidance. While some people may be reluctant to pay for the services of a financial advisor to help them invest in their finances, the rich know that by working with an advisor, their assets can rise more quickly than they would ever on their own. Having a financial advisor on your side can help you think outside of the box when it comes to reaching your financial goals. It's critical, though, that you only work with fee-only advisors due to the fact that they don't receive any compensation for selling your investment goods. Fee-only advisors do not have any possible conflicts of interest. By being smart with your money and looking for new ways to earn more money, you may consistently increase your combined wealth over the long term. This is possible if you are willing to ask for help when necessary. Having a lot of liquidity is the fourth principle. The super wealthy ensure that they have enough cash on hand to meet their short-term needs. In the case of unforeseen event, they have an emergency fund in place. It is just not because they're wealthy that they have money set up for emergencies. They are able to accumulate reserve funds as a result of their ability to exercise sufficient self-control and save. Everyone should have 6 to 9 months worth of spending stash in an emergency fund. You don't have to save all of that money at once. However, you only need to keep working toward your objective every time you get paid. Set up monthly transfers from your checking to savings. A monthly goal that isn't too easy or too difficult should be set for yourself each month. This is the fifth principle. You can purchase an apartment block even you're not wealthy. Let me show you how to do it. You see, in terms of long-term earnings, investing in real estate is the finest option. Rockefeller is a living example of this. Is this familiar to you? Apartments and commercial buildings across the country are available for long-term investments through enterprises and investment firms. There's a chance to participate in the game even you don't own the entire property. Being a millionaire is not necessary to take advantage of this opportunity. To get started, you need only $500. Wealthy individuals have been aided by the organization like Diversity Fund to maintain their stake in the real estate market without having to dip into their savings. Consider these possibilities while you're just getting started. Historically, these companies have achieved yearly returns of 17% to 18% because they know how to ride through the market's highs and lows. Having a little stake in property allows you to reap the benefits of increased rental income and rising property values. Principle number 6. Do not pay any fees at all. It's easy for fees to spiral out of control and eat away at your savings. When using a debit card abroad, you may be charged a foreign transaction fee, or if your checking account goes into overdraft, you may be charged an overdraft fee. In spite of this, the rich are aware of how much a nuisance these charges can be, so they do everything in their power to avoid paying fees since they know that every dollar they spend means less profit in their wallets. Number 7. When it comes to money, time is your most precious commodity. In terms of investing, time is the most important asset you have. As technology eliminates many positions that you demand that don't demand a high level of talent, exchanging time for money is losing a strategy. It is essential to discard whatever teachings you have received about working long hours and suffering for money in order to use this idea. A thorough investigation will reveal that while hard work is taxing, the rewards aren't significant enough. When comparing someone who works in a mine all day to someone who works on Wall Street for only an hour or two, the results are strikingly different. It is also possible that if you start investing your money today, you'll wind up with your portfolio in time. In a year, the $500 will have grown to $1,200 in your bank account. This is principle number 8. Making more money. Compounding is the key to accumulating wealth, not discovering the quote-unquote hot stock as many non-wealthy individuals believe. This means that you can accumulate wealth by simply keeping track of how much money you have. If you have employer-sponsored retirement plan, you can complement with an individual retirement account (IRA). This type of fund is greatest solution in both cases. Long-term investments that are tied to a specific retirement date. Index funds, rather than actively managed funds, are the best bet for long-term investors. If you are willing to lose $100 or $1,000, you can take a risk and see if it works for you. Principle number 9. Don't give up until you have what you want. Stick to what you believe in. Put yourself out there because you deserve the best. Make sure you get the greatest possible quality. While most people are fine with taking the LS because they've been doing it for a long time, wealthy will always want compensation for their inconveniences. If you got a computer at a discount and it broke down on you, don't keep it around because the repair fees may be higher than the original purchase price. A reimbursement or complete repair can be requested provided that you have not breached any regulations. Principle number 10. Having the right placement for your assets is just as critical as allocating the right assets. Many articles on investing and retirement planning provide suggestions for how to allocate your assets. It involves diversifying your investments rather than relying solely on one asset class. Asset allocation is vital, but the wealthy also know where to put their money. A tax-deferred retirement savings account, for example, isn't the only place where the wealthy keep their money. In place of that, they distributed it. Additionally, wealthy people use brokerage account to minimize the burden of taxes when they retire. Principle number 11. The pay isn't the end of the story. Only so far can you go up the corporate ladder. You'll reach the top of your earning potential at some point and then hit a wall. For wealthy, it is essential to put your money to work for you rather than the other way round. Rich Dad, Poor Dad's best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki based his entire financial ideology on this principle. The best method to do this is to generate revenue through passive rather than active means. Dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, revenues from a firm you don't manage every day, and copyrights on digital works or discoveries are all examples of investments that generate passive income. Savings is a 12th principle. If you already monitor your bank account and $400,000, you're ahead of the game. Your 20s and 30s are prime years to save money. A weekly money date is highly advised. Rich people who have net worth of 10 million or more tend to be the quietest and least concerned about being like everyone else. If you want to become a billionaire, you must must be able to live with your means rather than appear wealthy. It doesn't matter if you make $1 million or $40,000. If you splurge $1.2 million, you're in the same financial position as someone who makes $40,000. Those who are more likely to create money are those who are willing to educate themselves even with the basics. Everyone, regardless of their financial status, is aware of small changes that can help them save a few bucks. Principle 13. Understand the importance of quality above quantity. While it's normal for middle-income families to make shortcuts in order to cut costs, many end up disappointed with the consequences. There's no need to sacrifice quality for monetary gain. Wealthy people know this. Value is more important to the well-off than cost, although they still exercise caution while making purchases. When it comes to long-term wealth preservation, they have a network of trusted advisors and are willing to pay for their services. An attorney, accountant, or other trusted counsel can fit into this category as well. Principle number 14. Use the money of others. It takes money to make money. May sound like a stale cliche to the average person, but it's actually a powerful truth. However, for the rich, this is a golden rule. The most important thing is to use other people's money to your advantage. As was already said, trading time for profit is a losing game, especially since innovation is taking away many work opportunities that don't require a lot of skill. It is well known that money from banks or investors can be used to develop wealth, as well as the fact that tax regulation favors corporations. Even you're starting a firm or selling houses for profit, you'll get a much better return if you rely on the money of others. The downside is that it's more risky than using your own money. When it comes to risk, in the context of Warren Buffett's famous quote, the risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. 15th and last rule, never use a credit card to pay. In order to get wealthy, it's crucial to never spend more than your means. Credit cards are an excellent way to do this. If you want to avoid getting into debt trap, the best method to do is to limit your spending to the amount of your money absolutely have. To put it in another way, you don't want to be rich if you're using a credit card. Alright folks, that's it. If you haven't already, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.